Well, the weather is definitely not playing its part here. I think it reflects the mood of what everyone here on campus is feeling. It is raining outside. The march was supposed to start at 9 o'clock, but the students have yet to start collecting. I think it's because it's raining right now, so it might be a bit later when the march begins. I'm joined by the communications manager of the university, Lizuko Jacobs. Thank you so much for joining us. This university has been plagued by a rape culture. In 2016, we saw protest. We saw a major protest action here. What is the university doing to try and curb these issues on campus?
Thanks to you, Sandy, and good morning to you and to the viewers of eNCA. Can I first take a moment to convey, on behalf of the university, our deepest condolences to the family of Khensani Maseko. Look, as you correctly said, the university is in a very somber mood today, and certainly the heavens are not smiling upon us today. Candy, I think the reality of the matter is that South Africa has got a rape crisis. The reality of the matter is that institutions across the country, families, schools, places of work, universities, and Rhodes University indeed, have a serious challenge of gender and sexual violence that is meted out against women. That is a reality. But look, as Rhodes University, we're a small community, and when things like this happen, we highlight them, we foreground them, we deal with them, and in this instance, it has not been an exception. The death and the passing of Khensani Maseko has brought us together as a community of the university, which is why we're going to be meeting today to continue to roll out a program to commemorate the life of Khensani Maseko. In 2016, as you know, there were those protests. As a sequel to that, the university set up a task team, a multi-stakeholder task team, that looked into the issue of rape culture. In fact, to develop and establish a counterculture to rape at the university. They generated no less than 90 recommendations, in fact 93 to be exact. And those recommendations have been reflected upon by the entire university community within and with our external role players. And at a summit last year, the summit took a decision actually that those should be implemented, and they have been implemented. They are under implementation. So we're not the university that we used to be in 2016, but obviously the scourge is continuing.
I wanted to ask you about that because there was a huge list of requirements or things that people wanted to be implemented, and one was security. They wanted the security beefed up. They wanted more lights on campus because it is rather dark at night. And they were also asking, the students were asking for security when they didn't feel safe to walk them to certain places around campus at night. Has any of that been implemented at this stage?
Look, we have got a number of initiatives that are currently under implementation in respect to security. We've got cameras at strategic places. We've got what we call blue routes with panic buttons that are installed. We have increased our security. In fact, the whole issue of safety and security on campus is an ongoing conversation within the university community. But we should not fool ourselves, because most of the times, and I'm afraid it would appear during this in this instance as well, rape and violence is not something that is meted out by a stranger with whom we are unfamiliar, somebody that we don't know. It is often, unfortunately, the people that we trust and people that we are in a relationship with. You know, when the program that we are instituting to replace the academic program, the alternative program is aimed at heightening an awareness on the part of everybody within the university, to just remind ourselves, for instance, what no means in a situation, even if people are in a romantic relationship. What does no mean? When that word is uttered, when somebody says stop, what does that mean? So that's what we're going to be dealing with. So we should not really, we should disabuse ourselves of the notion that rape is something that is committed by people that we don't know. It's actually, in many instances, unfortunately, the people closest to us.
Could you just go through what happened with Khensani Maseko? I know she came to management on the 30th of July. Can you just talk us through what happened?
Certainly. The matter was brought to the attention of the university on Monday last week, as you correctly indicate, on the 30th. And the rape incident is alleged to have taken place in May, on the 8th of May. And that is when I believe the matter was also brought to the attention of the family. The first thing that we did as a university when the matter was reported to us was obviously to connect Khensani to the support system within the university. Because, again, we are a close-knit community, things are quick to be identified and escalated the moment they're brought to attention. And this matter was indeed treated in the same manner, that the head of counseling services got involved, the director for student affairs got involved, the vice-chancellor even was informed about this thing. And the second thing that was done was to make contact with the family. And the family immediately made the trip down to Makanda, Grahamstown, and they met with us. And we sat down, and two critical resolutions were taken. One was that the family felt that they needed to have Khensani for a while with them, which is why they took her with them back to Johannesburg, where unfortunately she passed away over the weekend. But the second resolution was that the university was going to follow up on the matter by way of an investigation. In fact, on the Monday, when the Vice-Chancellor, Dr. Sizwe Mabizela, convened all of us as university stakeholders on Monday, that was the day on which Khensani was to meet with the support team of the university to continue with what they had been doing, their program, but also with the investigative team to take a detailed statement from Khensani. Unfortunately, that meeting never took place and never will. But as a university, when we met with the Vice-Chancellor, he impressed it upon all of us that the investigation into the circumstances leading up to the death of Khensani cannot stop simply because Khensani has been taken away from us. So we are working with the authorities, relevant authorities, the police, to make sure that an inquest is held into those circumstances that led to the death of Khensani. So we hope that that will continue and that it will help us to understand exactly what happened.
Thank you very much. We'll have to leave it there. Thank you so much for joining us. That was the Communications Manager for Rhodes University, Luzuko Jacobs, just telling us that the university is determined not to leave the case uninvestigated. They have approached the eNCA, they have approached the police and have asked for an inquest to take place, an investigation to take place, and are determined to come to the bottom of this.